Rahm's turn now.
241 total. This is a 4-iron, ball below his feet. He can draw it, but he's not as comfortable. But the wind's there right to left to help him. Really low. And this is bailed out to the right, too. It needs a hop.
Didn't quite get the draw. You have to hit a draw off a little bit of a cut line, all slightly below your feet.
I think he caught that really thin, Morgan.
Yeah, use the contour of the slope to take it around. You heard him, his caddy say, oh, let's get away with it. And sometimes you need those kind of breaks in these types of championships. And let's see how his transition is here. Typically, when you get a little bit quick, that's when you lose the very bottom of the golf swing. Looked in the neck, looked a little bit in the heel, close to the hosel. I'm familiar with that shot. But
Snap. Me too.
Second at the third in the fairway for Padraig Harrington.
So driven still, Padraig Harrington. It's his lust for the game that makes him so competitive still. It's never been a job for him. The hunger to get better. And to be fair, he hits it probably further now as a senior than he did on tour. I mean, I know technology's helped, but...
Speaking of technology, watching him on the range with all the devices, putting green and everything else, something else.
He's one of a kind.
Yep. Can't lay. Tee at 4, par 3.
Just such a simple motion that he has. It's why it's so repeatable. Wonderful rhythm and tempo.
277. Par 3, 7th. Lowry.
Just a baby of a par 3 after yesterday. Approached 300 yards. Again, for these players, just trying to land it. Well, that's too far. Anything landing the hardest green has gone over the back. And with the back flag on the right side today, still very awkward, quite a bit below the level of the green. Enjoy that one, Shano.
Take some touch and some judgment there on this second when he gets up to beyond the green as the wind has picked up a little bit. Be a factor here. Day 3 of the U.S. Open at LA Country Club. Wait those final pairings at the end of the day. Take into prime time on the East Coast. Back day 3 of the U.S. Open. Rahm for eagle from just off at 8.
Man, it's going to have a significant amount of right to left break. Oh, that looked good for so long, Terry. Getting away with that. A little bit of a missed second shot, but an easy tap-in birdie.
Made an eagle at 1 yesterday to start. Cameron Young, 26-year-old from Wake Forest. 4th time at the U.S. Open, first time playing over the weekend. And again, 3.
Yeah, it's a gift this week, the 3rd. Put it under the hole especially, but it's a beautiful putt from Young.
So Hadwin played to here. This for birdie at 8.
That's about as good as he could have done, guys, for sure, from that bunker. So kind of a harbinger of things to come if guys bail out into that bunker, right?
Well, we talked earlier about the Canadian Open over the weekend and Tommy Fleetwood just missing out to Nick Taylor in the playoff. But the tackle heard around the world was here with Adam Hadwin getting tackled, trying to celebrate with Nick Taylor on the 18th green. I asked him about it earlier this week. I said, are you tired of hearing about it yet? And he said, part of me, a little bit of both. Part of me is tired of hearing about it. Part of me is like, it's pretty darn funny, so I get it. And Nick Taylor's caddy goes, I'm not tired of hearing about it. It was hysterical. So
yeah, he handled it really well. And here's the celebration there. Yeah, there's the I mean, that is textbook.
Well, he should have gone lower. I think lower on the legs, he'd have gone down easier. Around the waist,
but holding on to the champagne, I mean, that
protected at all costs. Yeah.
Look at that. The swim move past the offensive lineman. I mean, that was great technique. I thought it was perfect.
Went totally viral, as it should have. That was what a funny moment.
Shane Lowry, as it heats up a little bit here in LA today. Missed a save.
Yeah, he was in trouble long of this green. Oh, but a bit of work for the putter. Good enough to save the par. That's a great save.
When you're looking to get closer to the action, join the Victory Club, the official home of U.S. Open and U.S. Women's Open fans, for access to exclusive content, merchandise, offers, and more. bogey for Hadwin at the 9th, and now Rahm with this for birdie.
Not quite as high in the green, obviously, as Adam was, and I wouldn't want to put it any farther past where John is, else that putt gets very difficult, much like Adam's, where you just got to drip it off that little slope there. But this is still going to break a ton from left to right.
All of these pin positions have only opened up really since the Gilhans restoration. Swollen bunkers across the course of time. Green had shrunk. They used to just jam all the flags right up the middle of the green. They can tuck them nicely now, and you can see from where John's aiming exactly what Aaron's talking about.
Just all these ripples, you know, Nick, in the green that he's put in. And he is a victim of one of those ripples.
First man out, Ryan Fox. This at 12 for birdie.
The whole location today on 12 is the most accessible we've seen so far this week, up under a little bit of a backstop. I'd expect to see some birdies, more birdies today on 12 than we've seen all week.
Rahm for par.
Yeah, just has really struggled with the speed. And that putt on 80 hit was probably one of the best putts he's hit today, but every other one is, most of them have come up short and well short.
Aaron, is there any chance with these greens as they're going to really try and let them dry out to defend this course? They get a little bit funky to putt on, especially these shorter putts, or are they pure as you like?
Oh, they're pure. They're pure. That's the one thing the players won't have to worry about. These greens are absolutely perfect.
It's a bit unusual in this area as well. You typically see Poana greens, but these bent greens are just gorgeous.
Good two-putt.
Good opening 9, 2 under.
Indeed.
So the number 2 player in the world going to work his way back into the mix here over the weekend at the U.S. Open. But Scotty Scheffler got the putter working better than it has recently. And right there, could make a run today. 5 under, 5 off the lead. Justin Suh, the USC product, at 2 under. You ever surfed?
Yeah, I've been out in the water with a board. I'm not sure you can call it surfing.
Technically, I've tried a few times. I wouldn't say I succeeded, but yeah.
Things coming into this event, players getting to the 15th hole saying, I can't wait to see what this looks like. And here is the whole location that everybody is talking about, playing at 81 yards.
81 yards as Tommy Fleetwood runs this one a little bit by. Yeah, it's going to be great to watch. And if there's a breeze, it's down breeze, it'll be tough.
Oh, it's going to be easy. It could be a classic US Open test. Looks innocuous, but it's brutal. This for the par now. Pooch was in that bunker on the right side. Beautiful par, nice save.
Yeah, back-to-back pars there. Aldrich Potgieter. Moment ago, this at the 4th lengthy birdie try. So he's another one of those amateurs to make it to the weekend. Did he? Oh, he did. Another long putt made. We've seen so many this week. So the bogey at 2, but little bonus there at 4 for Potgieter. Ben Carr for birdie here at 6. Well done. Excellent second.
Check the tally for the birdie on a layup right there as we keep trying to figure out the best way to play that 6th hole.
Second for Rahm at 10.
Just in the rough, which is going to make this front hole locations tough. This has got to come down.
Even on a thin lie out of Bermuda rough, it tends to jump. It's so hard to generate any kind of spin. That's going to be a really, really quick putt down that slope.
Back with the second at 6 for Russell Henley.
Really need to be precise on this distance. Oh, look at this.
That would be precise. And he's saying, how did that stay out?
I don't know how this stayed out, Terry. This looked like dead center all the way. Just catches the low lip. He's able to generate a lot of spin, and that was, to my earlier point, the greens are a bit softer than I was expecting them to be today.
Rahm with a putter at 10.
down the hill.
It's almost one where he could have chipped it to try and get it close. He had to putt it so far up towards that rough. It's just impossible to get it close from there.
All right, in the bunker at the 6th is Patrick Cantlay, so his second, that direct route, and now the challenge of this. Gonna look with our bunker cam presented by Deloitte.
This is the best place to miss it here. Players in the field could guarantee that they would end up in this bunker. They would go for it every time. The problem is all of that fescue around the bunkers tends to grab the ball before the sand does.
Oh, and that grabbed it up there, up top.
I'm surprised at that shot. He didn't catch that the way that he wanted to.
More than he wanted for par at 10. All right, good saves. Made some good saves and a couple of birdies. Has not made a bogey today. At 15, the par 3. It's 124. Matthew Pavon staring at it with the marine layers still in on day 1. And that's the way we played it. Bring it back off that little ridge. Just realizing. We weren't done yet on day 1, though. Sam Burns, right side of the tee. Directly at it. Club throw was pretty good. Got out of the way quickly, too. Made sure. And then on day 2, the defending champ, Matt Fitzpatrick. Can't really see it from there. Didn't know what happened. It was close, but the roar told him. So 3 aces the first 2 days at the 15th. And it was such an anticipated short.
Errors is going to be more severe from that sand. We'll see plug lies, and there have already been. There were 4 doubles yesterday. There'll be more today. I'm pretty sure of it.
And if you carry that ridge today, if you go left and try to carry and end up carrying the ridge by mistake, we might see people pull a wedge to chip back to that hole location.
How good was that from Cantlay at 6? Picks up another birdie, 3 under, hasn't made a bogey yet. All right, Rahm, tee at 11, the long par 3.
Yeah, 273 playing 18 downhill, wind off the right. This is a 4-iron. This is on a great line.
A kick and now a roll. Oh, it's going to be much better. It's one way to play it. Play it pretty well, Jon Rahm.
I don't see what else I'm supposed to do.
No.
Well, I don't think I think it's even harder to hold the green here. This you can't hold the green here, so it's just I don't. Yeah. The only other thing I was wondering is because we have a little upslope here, would be to Is it just more of a downslope for you though, like that way? Probably. That's any shorter, I can't swing as much. Yeah, that's not an easier chip than that. Well, I just feel like they want to have more.
Just in front here at 10. Lowry for birdie to get it to 3 under.
Yeah, this hole's given up a lot of birdies so far this week. And one of the few holes playing under par. Generous fairway, short iron or wedge into this green.
Take you all the way back to that opening hole in the third coming up at the par 5 for Hideki Matsuyama.
Been down the right-hand side here, so just laid up to this position. And as much as obviously always ideally would be just beyond the flag with the uphill putt, with where it is today, still going to take some skill, but he's got the room in the green to get that firm, skippy bounce, then put the brakes on with the spin.
What I really love about this hole is it's fairly benign off the tee, but the green is so severely sloped that if you're not in the right place, we've seen players really struggle to make par on the opening hole.
Yeah, and you could say the same about 8 and certainly 14. Well defended par 5s with their green. That's okay. It's not good. Okay.
Ended up being a good tee shot at the par 3 11th for Rahm. This for birdie.
It's a great look right here.
I think we'll see more birdies here than any other day, even though it looks tucked away that slope, trying to feed it in like John's ball did there. Just a par for him though.
Sam Stevens, the 26-year-old out of Oklahoma State. This for birdie. There you go. Good finishes on the PGA Tour. Playing now a couple of top 3 finishes. Valero Texas Open, Corrales Punta Cana. And 1 under so far today. Ryan Fox now. Here we go. 15 on the way, our first look.
Oh, start as you mean to go on. That's the awkward thing. You made a great point, Morgan. It's an in-between yardage as well, and it's downwind. There's a lot of things that get in the way if you're pulling that shot off.
He took too much off that. Just trying to finesse it and taking too much off of it.
Just a little look at what is to come here later today. Rahm on the tee at 12.
Well, this is a tough tee shot for Rahm. Right to left dog leg, left to right wind, blind. Going with the driver, just going to send it. Fairway's so important here, though.
He missed it way left in the first round. Overcooked it here. It's been one of the hardest fairways to hit all week. Hole location is not going to be terrible from where he is there. It'll all be dependent on the lie.
See how much downhill it is from the tee at 11 with the skyline of downtown in the distance.
And using the ground, obviously something that British players particularly grow up with all the links golf. It doesn't play like links this. It doesn't bounce out like it would do back in the UK and Ireland. But he's let me down there. He's missed the target down the left side and playing it as a 2-shotter instead, Terry.
Fairway, hit the fairway. Fairway and regulation right there.
Cautious. Irish golf.
They did play this as a par 4 in the Walker Cup.
Fairway hit. Sergio for birdie at 3.
I should clarify that was from a different tee box, not that same tee box.
Yeah.
There's another tee box further back that you can play it as a par 4.
Same on 7 as well. It's one of the wonderful things about this golf course. Nice birdie for Sergio there.
5 birdies at 3 already today. So here we go. Fox, his second.
Onto a downslope below the level of the green, and he's played that beautifully. Sensational.
That's terrific.
I saw a lot of players in practice plug in that front bunker. He got lucky to be on the upslope. Everything runs so far away from him. He's going to be thrilled with the par after that first shot.
Henley for birdie at 7.
These are going to be rare. That is a perfect lead for Henley. Oh, and the putt as well. Picture perfect too on a brutal hole.
Seen some good rounds, especially the opening 9 holes so far. Fleetwood, tee at 11.
Okay, let's try again. British and Irish players love this sort of hole. Down the left-hand side, feed it in off the slope.
How'd that work the first time?
Go on. See, it's not the fault of them, it's the fault of the grass there. It's not bouncing up.
It's got to be.
That's the slot, though. It's just not got the go in the ground.
Yeah. Some fire in it. Back to 1. Matsuyama for birdie.
Bit of an awkward lead by leaking it out to the right side. He's given himself a fairly rapid left to righter here. Trying to die it in just on that left edge. Actually stayed fairly straight. I'll try and edge a touch to the right now. Quick though, as it's been all week long, getting the speed dialed in there has been really challenging.
71-70 the first 2 days for Matt Fitzpatrick, the defending champ. A bogey here at 1, the opening round. Gonna have to work hard now. Defending champs have not fared all that well that next year at the U.S. Open. Trying to turn it around. Maybe get the mix. How far down do you go where you believe you have a chance?
I think all the guys really under par today. If you're at 1 or 2 under par, you've got to find something out there. And I think it's going to get harder. Look at the times they're going to be moving out onto the course as well. This course is going to be fresh and getting even firmer. But if you can climb to 5 or 6 under by the end of the day, I think you're going to have a shot on Sunday.
And really need to make a move on that opening 9 holes. The finish so tough here.
It's typically what you see in a U.S. Open. It's soft this morning. The players able to get out, but the leaders are going to come back to the pack a little bit. That's what you see time and time again on a U.S. Open leaderboard.
See how big a factor the wind is this afternoon here in Los Angeles on day 3.